there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. The Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
I'm Alex. I'm the drummer.
This is Nick.
This is Liz.
You listen to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. The Bod Father, and as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a huge privilege to have Les Ford, Nick McWilliams, and Alex Keys of Lost in Silence. Formed in early 2016, Lost in Silence quickly made their mark on the East Tennessee music scene. Lost in Silence recently released a new single called Rest in Peace, and also check out single The Witness. And we're going to be talking to these guys about everything about Lost in Silence, plus their new single and new EP that they're working on currently. So, guys, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. We're thrilled to be a part of this tonight, so we appreciate you having us.
Not a problem whatsoever. So how excited are you all to get back on the road to tour and play some local shows possibly? Let's talk about that a little bit. Are you guys a little weary, or are you just itching to get back out?
Excited. Man, it's been too long. Industry was shut down for so long. Fans are better than ever, itching for new music, itching to see bands again. And we're just privileged enough to be out there to hang out with these people and really show them what we got.
Formed in early 2016, and you guys quickly made your mark on the East Tennessee music scene. How was this band able to make their mark on the scene in Tennessee? Because everyone thinks that Tennessee is only country music. But now you guys know just as well as I do, musicians from like rock, metal, and hip-hop are moving to Tennessee nowadays. It's kind of like the mini LA, as I call it, for music. How did you guys stick out from all the things that's going on down there?
We just kind of have a little bit of a unique sound. We just write what feels right, man. And, our first show, we had a little something different that the scene hadn't seen in a while. And, they really liked it, and that show led to plenty more. And, we took a little hiatus there for about 3.5 years, it was what it was, but we're back and running now, man, and we're really getting to show how unique of a style we really have, because this new EP, man, it's going to have 6 different genres on it, really, man. I mean, it's really killer. We can't wait to let everybody hear it. You'll really see how diverse we are and how unique of a sound, and how it's really hard to kind of compare us to just one or two bands. There's so many influences. And I think our overall uniqueness and, drive to write new material that's different is what makes us stand out.
Yeah, I've said that about a lot of bands, that there has to be that diverse in your EPs or albums, because, I don't know, to me that makes an album, an EP more special. Right. I know that bands go 1,000 miles an hour and then they're done, but eventually, man, you're going to get sick of that. It's like,
yep.
Here's our 5th album, but it's the same old stuff.
Yeah, every deathcore band ever.
I would say it works for certain bands like AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
They rode that right in forever, and it worked perfect for them. But, our goal a lot of times is to appeal from everybody from 10 years old to 60 years old, mm-hmm. and have them enjoy the music just as much as we enjoy doing it.
Yep.
Where did the single Rest in Peace come from, or how did it come about? Let's talk about that a little bit. How did this song get born, pretty much?
Well, this song was something that when we went into the studio, we had ideas to write on different things as part of, as far as life is concerned. This one kind of came about as everybody's had a broken heart. You gotta think that I don't know one person in the world that probably hasn't had one. Maybe. Yeah, well, probably. But this was one of those songs that got. It was like an idea that we come in with to Brett Hessler to see what we could do with.
immediately right out of the gate, he heard it and he was like, yeah, he said, I think we can do something with this idea. Let's go ahead and scratch out and let's try to get the majority of this song panned out and see where it goes. And I'll be honest with you, it really exceeded all of our expectations. Brett's a great producer. He's a great songwriter. He's a great dude to have in your corner. And, he really worked his magic for us on this single. And, one thing led to another. And, here we are. We're talking about it to several different people. And it's gained a lot of traction in a short amount of time. And we're really, really excited for that. But the song and the video itself, it really kind of speaks for itself. Because, you get caught cheating on somebody or whatnot, they get hurt and they're wanting to kill you pretty much. And the video of that is kind of along the same lines. The lady in the video is trying to bury the guy that she caught cheating on. He was cheating on her or whatever. And, that's what it is. It's rest in peace because you're never gonna get away from a broken heart. So
yeah, and you'll see that with this new EP, man. That every song, if you just listen to it the first couple of times, you'll pretty well cut and dry know what it's talking about, and then it's subjective to everybody. I think Eddie Vedder said it best. Whatever this song means to me is not what it means to you because you're going to have a different perception on it, and you're going to be going through a different thing or time in your life that not necessarily the writer has went through in past experiences. Yeah. Or it should, you know what I mean? So it's really cool to do that. And Brett's such a good lyricist, and, we all of us, all four members and Brett just sat down and just started hammering out lyrics for everything. And, it's really cool, man.
I'm glad you said that because it's funny how you guys put your own heart and soul into a song, and this is what you're bringing across, but we interpret it into something totally different that we can grasp onto, which I think is so beautiful. Absolutely. It's so beautiful with music, man, how this song was supposed to be intended for this, but, we accept it as another thing, and it totally saves somebody, and I think that's the coolest freaking thing ever.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and that's one of those things that we want to do with our music, man, because, well, and I don't even, if it does happen, I wouldn't care to even know about it. But, what if one of our songs saves somebody's life? What if it keeps them from doing this or that? You just never know what you're going to write and who it's going to connect to. At the end of the day, man, that's what means the most.
So currently you are finishing up another EP. Let's talk about that. How much do you have written on it? What are you guys lacking on it? What's the finished product? How long is it going to take?
I mean, we're sitting on about 90% of it right now. I believe we want to do 2 or 3 more is the goal.
Yeah.
We're sitting on most of the music ready. Super excited. It turned out fantastic. It's one of those things that, we write it, we get to go back and listen to it also, and sometimes it blows our minds what actually comes out.
Mm-hmm.
As a band, are you a little nervous releasing this upcoming EP right now? Are you kind of sitting on that fence to release it, or are you guys just wanting to get it out there to stay irrelevant? Because right now I think is a time to put stuff out there because everybody's home.
I think we're more excited than anything for people to hear what we've done.
Yeah.
We've been shut down for so long with all the COVID situations and all that. And, we definitely took the time that the industry was down to find our sound and to find where we're headed in the industry. And there's nothing at this point. I think people want more. And it's a beautiful thing that people want rock music again.
Mm-hmm.
For all of you, what's impressed or excited you the most about making this EP so far?
I would have to say, one, how easy it was to track drums with Brett. I did one song in two takes. I mean, literally just one take all the way through and another take all the way through, and it sounds amazing. It's probably the best song I've ever tracked drums on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how he can do that, and it's just really cool, man. It's hard to really put into words, I guess.
Well, Brett's always the type of guy that you want in your corner. You know what I mean? He's the dude that would really you would want to go to and be like, hey man, I've got this idea. What can we do with it? And there's not a doubt in my mind that anybody goes to him with an idea that he's going to make the best possible song out of that, or if you've got a halfway completed song, or if you've got a full completed song. I mean, the guy really is solid at what he does. I can't say enough about him. And he's a good friend of ours. He's a good producer, and you're gonna really go in there, and he's gonna make you feel like that he wants to be part of what you have. He wants to be a part of that, and that means more to me as a musician, the vocalist. When I go in there, I've got all the confidence in the world, because he's like your partner in crime. He's like, yeah, man, let's try this, let's do this. Don't be afraid to do this, So that's really cool to have somebody like that as a producer, and not only that, as a good friend.
Yeah, he really knows your limitations too. He pushes you enough to where it's challenging, but he really gets the best out of it, man. He's made me a better musician. He really, really has, and he's just, when he sits there and helps us write riffs and stuff, man, like he's really into it. It's like he's the fifth member. So you really know what you're getting when you work with him, man. He's kind of been there and done that. He's been at the top, and he knows what it takes to get there. And I really think he really spent a lot of time on this EP for that reason, because I think he would like to see us see it at the highest level.
I think for me, honestly, I was one of the new members of the band joining, and I think a lot of me was working with the guys that we're working with now, and working with these guys as a newer member has been amazing. Getting to meet Brett and work on the style of music for me has been fun. I came from other groups and have done other things, but having a drummer that I can sit in a pocket with and just really enjoy the groove.
Yeah.
And with a vocalist that can sit there and you can throw a melody at him and he's going to make it happen. And just having open minds that the guys have in this group has been really amazing.
And plus, working with him on this follow-up EP, because he actually produced the debut EP for you guys, Parallax. I mean, there has to be a huge comfort in working with him, because he has to know exactly what you're wanting.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. He does, and he just really got a knack and an ear for just writing a song, man. Like he's just. He said it best. He said bands that are super talented musician-wise will try to write a song for 15 or 20 years and they won't write that song. But one band comes in out of nowhere and they write one song and it blows up, because they know how to write a song, and they had a producer on their side that knew how to help them write a song. And I think it's just why we keep going to him, because it's like he pulls golden nugget turds out of his rear end, man. And it's like, where did this come from, dude? It's like, what is in your mind right now?
We don't see nugget turds online there.
And here's the thing for me, if you're going to have somebody produce your album and they're willing to take that time and effort to help you, just listen. Yeah. I mean, they may make a critique in you that makes your career 10 times more better. So
I think a lot of music is on that open mind. I think a lot of bands fail on that side of they get closed into who they are and what they're supposed to be, versus playing for the music and playing for the fans and knowing what's going to help people and what's going to help everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. Any tracks standing out more to you right now on the EP that you can talk about? I know much change every time you guys listen to it or you talk about it. I know these are your babies. But are there any songs that are sticking out right now on this EP? And I know there's just a couple songs on it, but are there any that stick out for all of you?
I guess that'll be like a 3-part answer, unless you want to go first.
Man, there's definitely one that I wrote that I'm very passionate about. The song's called Inside, and it's really, I can't wait to release this, because it's really based about addiction in a third person's view. Because I deal with this on a daily basis with my primary job. I see this a lot, and you really don't know what somebody's going through, but you want to help them, and you want to try to do whatever's best for the person that's got the addiction problem. And this song, is really it's really meaningful to me. And it shows. It definitely will show once it's released, and you can get an idea, about it once you hear it. But it's one that hits home with me for sure. I know that's my favorite one so far, off of what we've done. So I know that the other guys have their own picks too. They can talk about theirs as well.
Kind of all of them. That's a really hard question for me because it's been a really fun album to produce and to hear come back and see how everything sits together. We wrote a ballad that I always think a ballad's super important for a band, and we wrote one called Feeling Like It's Over. And just the impact with it, you know, like, again, going through that whole, people have been through breakups, people have been through these times of their life, and that pleading with somebody that you still believe there's hope in, you know, really shines in that song. And I feel like it just portrays a lot of emotion and just that utter just want for life.
And I'd say mine is a song called Buried Here Alive. I was in a deathcore band before this, so I like pretty heavy music, and that's the song I actually did 2 takes on all the way through, which was crazy because it's probably the most difficult track I've ever, or should have been the most difficult track that I ever laid down. It was the easiest. It's literally like a mix of Wage War meets Slaves. I mean, it's like when I say we have a song for everybody, we have a song for everybody, and we're hopefully looking maybe between that one and another one to release next after RIP runs its course. But yeah, man, it's just wide open, man. It's just it's in your face. You know, it's something that makes you just want to kick it into 5th gear and hit it wide open, man. And it's just really heavy and it's really melodic.
That's definitely the song I like to go down the road in a sports car and just go.
Yeah.
Just open it up.
T-top Trans Am, 1987. It's wide, dad blame open, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a killer tune. It's fun to play. You know, it's people are gonna be like, whoa, where did this come from?
So coming from that deathcore band, though, is this like a breath of fresh air for you to play music like this, or is it a little bit more challenging, if that makes sense?
No, I'm glad I'm playing music like this. I couldn't stand playing that crap. It's that blame, dude. Listen, I like some of it, but it just wasn't. I grew up listening to hair metal and new metal and Alice in Chains, and that was my style, man. Mm-hmm. I grew up playing Creed, you know, Green Day, Breaking Benjamin, all that stuff, you know, Linkin Park, any hair metal. And it just, yeah, man, it's a breath of fresh air that I get to play what I want to, you know. Now, granted, I had some fun times back doing that, but my dad blamed shoulders and knees and ankles were wrecked after blast beating for 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
So I don't ever want to do a blast beat again.
Yeah.
I think it's just funny that way, because, I mean, you came from metalcore. I came from, like, hardcore, like, 80s metal punk rock. Our guitarist came from an AC/DC tribute band.
And then left.
You know, and left.
Yep.
I don't have to explain him yet.
You got all this flavors, and you blend it into a blender.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's pretty much what it is. It's a smoothie full of whatever the heck you want to throw in it, man.
Now we just need a banjo player. That'd be kick ass. There you go.
Hey, dude.
We're in Tennessee, we know a couple.
Yeah. I'll just tell my 88-year-old papa who can outplay most people to lay down a track for us.
There you go. There you go. Expand it. Trust me. Expand it. Hey, you know, if Zakk Wylde can take a banjo and make a kick-ass heavy metal song, anything's possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Really? Oh, yeah.
Do you guys still see the band musically growing from the debut EP, Parallax, till now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, Killing Me Softly was probably our top track off of that album. And, you know, we got over 200,000 or 300,000 views just off of Space Untraveled off that without even promoting it. I mean, they kind of picked it up, and it went, you know, skyrocketing. There was people making, you know, like their own versions of this song, like putting lyrics to it and speeding it up. I mean, it was crazy to see that, you know, whenever we released these songs and back off that album. So, yeah, I think so. I really do.
Yeah, I think the same. I think we've all grew as musicians. And, you know, you listen to that Parallax EP, it's just a solid rock EP, man. That's what it is. But this new one, man, it's you know, it's different. There's something different about it. The vibe was different in the studio both times that we went, you know, and it was good before, but it was even better this time. And we just had a blast, and just everything just kind of fell in place, man. And, I mean, we've since this has been on the radio with RIP, we went from, golly, like 360, 370 Spotify listeners to 4,500 in a week. You know, our music video went from like 5,000 to 11,000 in a week. So, I mean, people are listening, man. People are actually, like, paying attention to us. And, you know, we had a girl from Memphis that messaged us on our Facebook the other day, and she's like, I love y'all stuff. Well, I want to drive to Orlando to Rebel Rock to come watch you guys. She's one of those people that really just likes the smaller bands, man. And she
we were not falling for the plus longer.
Yeah, but that's just telling you something, man. Like, there's something to it. So it's definitely a blessing.
But when you guys see fans, well, I won't say fans, but people gravitating toward your music like that and not being a huge band, I mean, how does that make you guys feel? Because that has to give you that extra drive, that extra fire to that kick in the ass to say, man, we've got something special here.
It tickles my pickle.
That's good.
God. I'm just saying, man.
And it's the reason why we do this stuff, man. We've all been musicians our entire lives, and you know, we're vain. Musicians are naturally vain. We want acceptance, and to see acceptance and see people enjoying what we're doing is insane, and it's amazing. And that's why we're out there, for those people in that crowd, to show them what we got and hopefully do something for them in their life.
Yep, that's exactly what. Like, me and Les talk about it all the time. Like, we want to just, you know, be to that point where, and I say this in a lot of humility. Walk into Applebee's and you're getting asked for autographs and pictures, and hey, man, I'm gonna pay for your meal because your music is just awesome, or it did this for me. Like, I'm the type, man. Like, I want to make it to that level, and I still want to never forget where I came from.
Right.
And I think a lot of bands do that, you know, and that's not cool, man. I don't have any respect for that whatsoever. I've actually quit listening to bands because they're buttholes, man. I'm just, you know, you have time to take that time to take a picture with a fan or talk to a fan or sign an autograph. You know, there's no excuse for that. That's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
And if you don't appreciate them, then you're going to end up like, I'm not going to say any names, but you're going to end up with a band that starts with a T. That makes some stupid Facebook posts that I actually was a fan of. Sorry, but no, man, you can't forget the people that were there from the get go.
Yeah,
and you know, you can't forget where you came from, man. Like, it's crazy, man. I'm a youth counselor at the YMCA. I watch 10, 11, and 12-year-olds, and they're listening to my music video like, oh, bro, when's the next one coming out, man? I'm just like, just chill, bro. Like, just listen to this one. Listen to the old stuff. Get off the rest in peace. We got some other stuff. But they're asking for T-shirts that are five sizes too big for them because they want to grow into them. I sold like 7 wristbands today. I'm just like, man, I'm making an impact in these kids' lives because I'm seeing them 5 days a week, and they're looking up to me.
Making a positive impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not friggin' Motley Crue, you know.
And here's another thing.
They were good at Motley Crue.
Yeah.
They were perfect at Motley Crue.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another thing I think is going to help you out tremendously with your music and everything. Is this Rebel Rock Festival. You know, this is going to be huge for you guys, and I think locals should be on these festival bills like this because they have just as much right as anybody else on those bills, and some of them are even better than some of those are on that bill. Trust me.
Yep.
So
it's just an overall honor to be on that bill, to see some of the names that I grew up with.
Sure.
On that bill. It's the moment you look for in music that you never think can become real, is being on that stage with these bands that have done so much for myself, people I know, music that sometimes I just wanted to just block out the world and hear, be on that same stage with them. It's insane.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, Rebel Rock has been, and that's been a bucket list item for me just to be on a festival for ever since I started playing music. Just to be able to see the names on there that I grew up listening to and having the chance to even meet these people is really cool. And just knowing that we're going to, you know, play in front of some people and gain some fans and gain some exposure. That's really cool for us.
I'd say for me, man, that the fact that I'm playing on the same day as friggin' Seven does I haven't let it set in. I don't think, because Morgan Rose, like I said, I listen to a lot of new metal, man, and Morgan Rose is one of my biggest influences. And if you really listen to my music, you'll hear a lot of that era that's in my drumming. But just the fact that, you know, we get to do this, you know, and they selected us out of all these bands, man. They wanted us. They wanted some small town band that hadn't played a show in 3.5 years to be on that, you know. So that says something, man. And I'm just super excited about it. And, you know, hopefully Morgan Rose can become a fan, you know.
Yeah,
that would
sure.
be awesome if we went on tour with Seven Dust, not, you know, throwing out any hits or nothing. No, man, here's a funny story with Seven Dust. I was still living with my mom in my early 20s, and I had bought their Blackout, the Sun album.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom read the receipt, and she said, Seven Dust. I said, yeah. She said, why are you buying Weed Killer?
Oh, my God.
Flower Killer. I was like, no, Mom, it's a band. She got a kick out of it.
Seven Dust still to this day to me is highly underrated, and I think that they should be headlining some of these festivals at least one day. I mean, come on.
Dude, go listen to the Kill the Flaw album. I mean, go listen to Animosity. Go listen to any of their Dab Blame albums, man.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is great.
This band...
They're genuine people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met LeJean. I've heard that Clint and everything. I've heard LeJean was the most normal, down-to-earth person I've ever probably met in my life. To just walk off the stage in front of 20,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And just walk out the crowd and hang out.
Yeah.
I want to see the next band, man. You understand? I want to see this stuff, too. And I was just like, oh, my God. You know, he's a fan.
Yeah.
What makes this great, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, everybody was that pissed off 14-year-old and you heard Waffle for the first time.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm ready to jump off something, knees to chest it, and take off. And because, I mean, dude, they're just, that's a band that you literally can't say, oh, well, so-and-so sounds like them. Well, maybe Fire from the Gods might a little bit, but other than that, dude, they are Seven Dust. And you know it's Seven Dust when they play.
Praise, I think, is one of my favorite ones by them.
Yeah. Oh, man. Man, yeah. The Truth.
Yes.
Truth is a great song. God, dude, they've got so much, man. Don't get me started. We'll sit here and talk for days about Seven Dust.
So for the each of you, what made you want to become a musician? What was that spark, if you guys can recall?
Honestly, mine was probably the funniest story ever. My brother's a country singer and has been since he was 4 years old. And my grandfather put me into violin lessons to be his fiddle player. Years down the road, he was learning acoustic guitar, and I had to show up for his lessons anyways. My grandfather looked at me and goes, so, do you want to learn another instrument? And I went, yeah, I do. He goes, drums? And I was like, no. He goes, do you want to learn guitar? And I went, no. He goes, what do you want to learn? I was like, bass. I'm 7. And he goes, why? Do you want to learn bass? I was like, I'll always have a job. And he goes, yes, you will.
Yeah. I guess for me, you know, it was probably the first time that I'd actually seen a local band play in our area, because I hadn't even really ever been out to see anybody play, you know, until I was around probably 20, 21 years old. And, you know, I go and I watch this local band play, and I'm like, man, that looks cool. I could try that sometime, you know. And then it kind of, you know, went from there. I had this guy that I was good friends with, and he played drums, and we added a few members, and, you know, there we have it. We was out there playing within probably 6 to 8 months, doing the same thing that somebody that I've seen that I wanted to be like did. So it was really just going to local shows, a local band, sparked my interest, and that's where it led me.
I'd say mine, so I started playing. My dad and mom bought me like a little starter kit from Walmart or something on my 5th birthday. And everybody on each side of my family sings or plays something. You know, there's only a couple of drummers in my family, you know, besides me. Most of them are bluegrass musicians. But my dad would, you know, take out his acoustic, and he'd sit there and strum, you know, just quarter and eighth notes, and I'd sit there and play a beat to it, you know. My first band was Night Ranger at 4. My dad had a white, he would take me to preschool, man. Like this tells you how long I've been listening to friggin' rock. He had, and I got the CD version of it somewhere in Dab Blame. I can't find it, and it irritates me. But anyway, it was a white cassette. It was Night Ranger's greatest hits. And I remember, man, hearing, you know, it's just like, oh, it's pretty cool, man. Like a 4-year-old sitting here like jamming with his dad and Night Ranger. that don't happen, And but anyway, I didn't really start taking drums real serious till about the tail end of 6th grade, summer of 7th. I started playing a lot, and I remember the first song I ever nailed down part for part was When I Come Around by Green Day. And I was hooked after that, man. And I started playing just a lot of different stuff and played up to I was about 16, 17. And then I was more focused on sports, baseball, football, all that. And picked it back up at 19. Started a deathcore band. Did that for about, 3 years, till I was about 22, 23. And, played some, on my own there for about a year. And then I met Les, and we've been doing it ever since. So
that's an actual kick from the bottom, now you're here story.
Pretty much.
I know you guys still have a lot of albums to choose from, but is there an album that you still have to have, find yourself going back to that album? If so, what is it?
Well, mine is Alter Bridge. There's not a day that don't go by that I don't listen to one of those albums. I mean, Miles Kennedy's probably the best vocalist in the world, in my opinion. I mean, the dude's got a great vocal, and he puts on a great show live. It's a super group, and Mark Tremonti playing guitar, and it's practically Creed with Miles Kennedy, but they beefed it up, you know, and it's really cool because I always listen to Creed too, but when Alter Bridge came around, it was like, wow, this is something different. This is something that just, really changed the way that I listen to rock music as far as that's concerned, because every song that they come out with, it seemed like it was a hit. So, and that's nothing to do, nothing down in Creek, because they had a lot of good songs too. But man, I mean, Miles's vocal is just absolutely on point on everything. So,
I'd have to say for me, Phobia by Breaking Benjamin. Period. That's really. I was in middle school. I was in 7th grade when that came out. 7th, 8th grade. That's what got me into heavy music, and I heard how those riffs, man. How Ben Burnley would write his riffs, that drop tune, baritone, like, dude. And then he would scream, but he had these melodic vocals, man. And I'd say Breaking Benjamin is probably my biggest influence, as a musician, as a band overall, because that was a very pivotal time in my life. You're really finding out who you are and what you like, and that was the first band that really got me into heavy music. And then it led from that to As I Lay Dying and Parkway Drive and Haste the Day and all these metalcore bands, man. And it's like, say what you want to about them, but at the end of the day, Breaking Benjamin's heavy, whether you want to admit it or not. And they really got me into a lot of heavy music, man. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah, I think my album of all time is probably Incubus. Enjoy Incubus. That album, Dirk on bass, taught me everything I needed to know about how to play modern rock with little hands. But no, his bass tone, the grooves that they created in that music, Brandon's vocals just layering in. That's an album I'll always resort back to. And I'll leave it for 2, 3, 4 weeks and just be sitting around and be like, in my head, I have to hear this. I need Drive Again. I need Pardon Me again. I need these songs in my life.
Mm-hmm. Great band. Good God. They're another one like Seven Dust, man. When Incubus plays, it's Incubus.
Folks, you want to get out and check out Lost in Silence single, Rest in Peace. Give this band a fair shot. You won't be disappointed. So how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy this EP that's going to come out? When is it going to come out? And just everything all with Lost in Silence, or just say hello. How can they do that?
Well, you can message us on Facebook, because we've been getting a lot of that here. Instagram, we have a Twitter that we don't use if you want to waste your time on that. Website, we have our own website that we're currently getting up. YouTube, Spotify. We pretty much have the whole line. TikTok, yeah. Check us out on TikTok, man.
Man, TikTok's the new MySpace for me.
Yeah, we have a little bit of everything, man. So let's go check our stuff out.
And before I let you guys go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Absolutely.
I'm Alex. I'm the drummer.
This is Nick.
This is Les.
You're in the BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and our YouTube link, and you definitely want to subscribe to the YouTube link, and you won't be disappointed, folks. Trust me. And I don't know why you're not subscribing to the YouTube page. It blows my mind. But you can subscribe to somebody that picks their nose and has 15,000 views and 25 million subs. So I don't know. Get off your asses and do it, guys. Come on. Anyway, get out and check out Lost in Silence. Check out their single, Rest in Peace, and give this band a fair shot. Check out their EP when it comes up. Also, get out and check out Parallax, their debut EP. So, Les, guys, everybody, thank you all so much for being on the show, and I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
You, man.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.